USB headset. Can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? Okay, I can hear my own audio coming through the stream. I can hear my own audio coming through the stream. Uh, I know it was going to be repeating for a little bit because it's playing through everything. All right, okay, cool. Yes, all right. Oh my god. That was a... I have no idea what happened there. Oh, okay. That explains maybe why I couldn't hear some of my audio from my alerts last time. Hold on. Properties. Okay, so that's from that. Properties. Okay, that's from that. So this should be okay. Okay, so headset I need to set here just in case. All right. And desktop audio should just be default. Okay. All right, I think you should be able to hear me now. I'm just gonna double check, even though I did hear myself reverberate. Double check, even though I did hear myself reverberate. Double check, even though. Oh no, now I sound weird. Hold on. Default. Okay. Now, how do I sound? Sounds like canceling out. Oh. Like canceling out. Oh. Oh. Like canceling out. Oh. I definitely sound echoey. Okay, what if I mute this? Whoops. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, audio sounds okay now? I think it should. Audio sounds okay now? I think it should. Audio sounds okay. Minus the repeating. Okay, alright. Oh my god. I'm so stressed out because of tech issues. Thanks for confirming, Charlie. Excellent, thank you. Alright, and that is why we do the audio check at the beginning of every stream. I love how this. So I love how this chat progresses. Charlie comes in. By the way, welcome in, Charlie. Hopefully you're doing well. It's like I'm like I think my audio is broken. Sounds like your audio is broken. Like, I know it is broken. So what's streaming without tech issue? Yeah, right. It's like it comes without, or it comes with the territory, right? Like if you don't have tech issues, then you haven't. It's like if you can't be a cook without having like cut yourself, burned yourself. It's like you can't be a streamer if you haven't. I would say you're not a real streamer unless you've encountered a tech problem, right? So that's probably true. Man, all right. Anyway. Jeez. Okay. Whew. Man. Now, what was I gonna do? I don't even remember. Let's see. I was gonna put on cheating gloves because I haven't done that yet. Here we go, cheating gloves. I almost lost it. Oh god. All right. I'm like discombobulated today. Adam, welcome in. Fun fact. Thank you kindly for the bits. Oh, Crazy Asian to launch cooking magic show where all the food disappears. I mean, look, if I had time to stream some more, I think I would totally stream a cooking stream because I love cooking. I don't know if you guys have seen my Instagram, but it's literally a lot of food. But anyway, Adam, thank you so much for the bits, and thank you so much for hopping in. And and also, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I guess I have an Instagram. There we go. All the food disappears equals eating. Oh yeah, that's very accurate. There's sometimes when I eat and then I don't consume all of it, so it wouldn't have completely disappeared. Like I'll make it and then I eat like half of it, and then I'm like I store half of it for later. So, all right. So I was trying to record a trick right before this, and it did not work. I mean, the trick itself worked, but the audio I discovered the audio hadn't worked, and I'm like, oh, maybe if I just restart OBS, I'm gonna have to start stream anyway. So I started stream, and I'm like, all right, I'll figure it out at the beginning of stream. But I was like, okay. Durkee Blaine, welcome in. How's it going? So, all right, okay. Let's see here. What do I want to do? Let's do this. Trick requests are on. I'm gonna put a magician's choice, and then Durkee Blaine said, "Just finished a movie with my wife. About to get some shut eye." All right, Durkee Blaine. Yeah, totally understand. I actually had kind of a mild headache coming into the stream today, and I'm like, and the audio issue didn't help, but I totally understand. Definitely get some good sleep. Appreciate you stopping in. So have a good night. Sleep well. All right. So the trick that I wanted to do, and I'm just gonna do it on stream first as like a warm up. Wow, I can't type. What do you mean? I look. If anybody has ever seen or heard of like that phenomenon in which like brains can interpolate or interpret the word, if you the first letter of the word is the same, the last letter of the word is the same, and then like the casing of the letters in between basically look roughly correct, then it totally makes sense, right? Like most people's brains, if that's like your natural language, then you can basically figure that out. And so, yeah. But that process is actually something that we exploit in Magic. See, I turned it back around. I mean, Durkee Blaine knows that. Durkee Blaine does some Magic, so. But anyway, so the trick that I wanted to do is well, it's an old trick, but I never did it before. I do a variation of it that I learned, and I didn't know where this piece of it came from, but I was like, ooh, let me learn how to do it, and then I can just do this piece, because the trick is called Hellraiser. And so, and actually, if anybody's following along with Gibson Lens's movies, he's watched Hellraiser 1, 2, and I forget if we watched 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I think 1, 2, and 3 earlier in the past year. And so I was like, oh, let me just. I looked up how many Hellraiser movies there are. There are 11. I'm just like, what? Okay. So where was I going with this? Oh yeah, I was gonna do this trick. Hold on, let me. Okay. Wait a second. This camera is not updating. Oh crap! Now I have more tech issues. All right. Hold on. Sources. Let me. Face cam. Yeah, I have the. Why is it? What? Oh my god, this is not like a source that's being recognized right now. Hold on. Hold on. Oh jeez. Yeah, this is weird because I was like, I have the headset on my head right now. Except that's not moving. Wait a second. What? Okay, so now that's connected. Wait, how do I refresh it from here? All right, deactivate, activate. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. Holy guacamole. All right. Sorry guys. I am discombobulated today. All right, where were we? Oh yeah, Hellraiser. So, guys, there's 11 Hellraiser movies. Now, this original trick, Hellraiser, I'm sure when it came out there were only like a few Hellraisers. Um, but now there's 11. And so I want to illustrate this trick, and I have a list of all of the Hellraiser movies. So I'm going to be doing this the way that I intended to do it on my YouTube channel recording, but I haven't done it yet. So maybe if I do really well on this. Anyway, so here I've got two Jokers. These two Jokers are going to be helping us with all of the Hellraiser movies. But as I just told you, there's more than 4. There's 11. And so here's what we're going to do. So the first Hellraiser movie right here is Hellraiser, and that came out in 1987. But if I place it on the bottom, but if I snap, Hellraiser is going to hop back up to the top. I know. There we go. All right. So Second Hellraiser movie is Hellbound Hellraiser 2, and that came out in 1988. And so, look, if I go ahead and I grab it, put it on the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and snap. That's going to make Hellraiser 2 hop back up to the top. Yep. All right, so at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and, all right, Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, and that came out 1992. And so here we go. Wait, I'm trying to make sure that I'm in the script correct. Script, i.e., it's a very loose script. Um, this is the fourth one, Hellraiser Bloodline, and this came out in 1996. All right, and then Hellraiser Inferno is the fifth one, and that came out in 2000. I'm not gonna lie, the most difficult part of this is doing the trick and then also like reading the list because I don't inherently know all of the Hellraiser movies. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that was the five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this one is Hellraiser 6, which is Hellraiser Hellseeker from 2002, and there we go. This one, the seventh Hellraiser movie, is Hellraiser Deader. It came out in 2005. The eighth Hellraiser movie is Hellraiser Deader. Oh, no, sorry, I just read that one. Oh, yeah, because that was June 2005. This is Hellraiser Hell World, which came out in September 2005. And then this is the ninth Hellraiser movie. Oh wait, no, that was dead. Oh man, hold on. How many are left? 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, this is okay. This one is the ninth Hellraiser movie. Is Hellraiser Revelations, which is from 2011. The 10th Hellraiser movie is Hellraiser Judgment, which came out in 2018. And then the latest Hellraiser movie is just called Hellraiser. So I guess full circle. But it came out in 2022. I don't know if that was a remake or something. But um, so full circle. Now we come back. I don't know if you've seen the latest Hellraiser. That can hop back up to the top. The 10th Hellraiser. That can hop back up to the top. The 9th Hellraiser. That can hop back up to the top. 8th. The 7th. The 6th. And you know what? 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, and the two Jokers. And that, my friends, is Hellraiser, The Trick, and also all 11 movies. All right, needs a little work, I'm sure, but I wanted to do that. Seems ridiculous, I know. So normally you would do that trick with maybe 4 cards instead of 11. It would be way shorter. Probably seem way more impressive. I don't know. Okay. So that was that. Oh yeah, I have my sweater on because it was cold. I'm a little warm now. I don't know if it's because I'm upset with the tech issues, but it's fine. I'm good. Tech issues notwithstanding. All right. I know that there might be a bunch of people either at VGMCon or coming home from VGMCon. So, and since I am friends with a bunch of Twitch friends, a lot of them will probably, sorry, Twitch music friends, a lot of them will probably be out or unable to attend tonight. So I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit quieter today. So if it does, I happen to have pulled up a bunch of old things that I wanted to open up that I've never opened up before. So, um, in lieu of having any tricks in the queue, if anybody wants to request any tricks, feel free. At the moment, there aren't any, but I want to open up a couple of decks. Now, I have found these two boxes of cards. They are very old. I did not purchase them initially, but I came into them. It was kind of a really weird situation, but let me explain. So I have these decks, and these are completely sealed in plastic still, and I've never opened them. I have no idea what the quality of them is. I don't know how good they are. I don't know if they're even rare or worth anything. I'm gonna guess no, but um, anyway, so I got these because when I first went to my local chapter of the Society of American Magicians, they have this open invitation. Oh, if anybody wants to come and see what the club is all about, you can on the third. It's like the third Tuesday of every month or whatever, except for like the summer. And so I decided to go one random month, and it was my first time attending. And this was back in 20, it's 2019, I think. Yeah, it had to have been because 2020 was the pandemic, and then everything after that was a remote. So in 2019, I went to my first meeting. It just so happened that that meeting happened to be, uh, it was kind of a sad meeting for the club because a magician had just passed away, like a local magician, and his entire magic collection, his family didn't know what to do with it, so they basically gave it to the club, the Society of American Magicians. And that day was when everybody was coming in to basically get what they wanted from the donation of the entire magic collection. And so I got a bunch of stuff, but these were included amongst like I mostly grabbed cards because even at the time I was like mostly learning how to do card magic, but it was like in my first year of magic. So, but I've never opened these. So I was like, let me open them on stream to see if we had time to see what they are all about. And so I'm going to be breaking the plastic on this for the first time right now. So here we go. Hopefully these aren't like obscenely expensive cards that I'm just cracking into just casually on stream. But anyway, so this deck, it's called Hungaria. And let's see here. So the box is just, looks like a normal cardboard box with, I mean, it may look like it's like gold foil, but looks like it's pretty cheap. And then it looks like there's a gold strip around this plastic to hopefully pull around. It looks like they might be slightly narrower than regular. Let me see here. Yeah, they're slightly narrower than poker size playing cards, so they might be bridge. Um, Let me pull this here. Okay, I can't quite get this. I just cut my fingernails today. Or no, last night. Yeah, just cut my fingernails last night. So I'm like, oh crap, I can't, I can't peel like the little tiny piece of plastic for the tab. And I left my pocket knife upstairs. All right, so I guess fun story about my pocket knife. So I've had this pocket knife for, at this point, over 15 or 16 years. And back in college, I went dumpster diving. Not by myself. It was like a college dorm mate like activity. So like we would go groups of 3 or 4 usually. There was once this one night where, oh my god, I'm struggling so hard. There was once this one night where we got like 3 cars of dorm floor guys to go dumpster diving. And it sounds gross, but I mean, most of the time you would just go and look in the dumpsters and see if there's anything valuable. You wouldn't actually go and wade in there unless you saw something that was like, oh, super amazing or whatever. Okay, got the first deck open. So, here we go. So the back looks like this. And the faces look like this. They're very... Wait a second. Why is this not in a... wait. This is in a weird order. This is not like new deck order or anything. Okay, it looks like all the numbers are together. Okay, so, okay, 2 to 10 of clubs, 2 to 10 of spades, 2 to 10 of diamonds, 2 to 10 of hearts. And then there's like 3 jokers. And then there's all the jacks. And then all of the queens. No, and then 3 of the queens. Okay, this is the part that's weird. 3 of the queens, 3 of the kings, then all 4 aces, and then the queen and king of diamonds. What? That is so weird. Why on earth would they be ordered? Why wouldn't this queen and this king just be included in with this queen and the kings? That doesn't make any sense to me. And then look, everything up until this point, it was in club, spade, diamond, heart order, right? Club, spade, diamond, heart. That's where the jacks. Spade, or sorry, club, spade, and then the diamonds is up here for some reason. Then the heart. So everything else, and then you get to the aces, and then it goes club, diamond, spade, heart. Why? Why is it in that weird order? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, all right. Let's take a look at these jokers for a second. So the Jolly Joker, Jolly Joker. Okay, so they all say the same thing. They're all the same. Except that this one is a black star, a red star, and this one actually has the word Joker. So, uh, anyway, okay. Had I not opened this on stream, I would have. So hold on. This begs the question. Okay, hold on. So these 3 Jokers were here in this. So that begs the question: is this in the exact same order as this? It should be. And actually, I see that the King of Diamonds is on the top. So there must be something special with the King of Diamonds. Is the King of Diamonds represent a king of Hungary? Is that what? Barney of the Rubble, welcome in. How's it? Polarization of Light. Barney of the Rubble, thank you so much for the attempt at requesting a trick that is not on my list, but I actually know which one you're referencing because it is basically an original. So we can do, I believe I can do a version of that. So let me go ahead and I'm just going to put in Magician's Choice. But welcome in, Barney. How's it going? All right, so here we go. Looking at this deck, it is the same. It is King of Diamonds, Queen of Diamonds. And then look, the aces are in their weird order. And then the kings, the queens, the jacks, and then the 3 jokers. And then the 2 to 10 of every other one. That's so weird. That's so weird. Now, these cards are not very good or anything. These cards are actually kind of... They're flat, they're like smooth. They're not like glossy, but they're not like matte. There's no air cushioning or anything. Let's see how they shuffle. I mean, they feel okay. Not the best. An original, hooray! Thanks, Mark Rides. Welcome in. How's it going? Yeah, it is an off-menu original. So the one thing I don't have are the props. Oh wait, hold on. I was recently cleaning my magic stuff. Actually, I might have the props even that I used for the polarization of light trick. Alright, so this was Hungaria decks, and then the other one will open in a bit. But right now, we have a request, and I have to kind of get ready for the request. Because, oh, do I have the original props? Oh, this would be pretty cool if I had them. Oh my god. Holy crap on a cracker. Alright. Now we have 2 originals. I mean, yeah, I hope I remember how to perform this one. So I should, I think. All right. Boom, boom. All right. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. And then boom, boom. Okay, all right. I remember how to do it. I don't remember all the pattern for it, but good enough. All right, so this one is called Polarization of Light. Thanks to Barney of the Rubble for pulling this out of the ether. And surprisingly, I had the props that I used in the original trick just sitting over there. I think they were just sitting upstairs for like ever. And then I don't know, all of a sudden. All right, so first things first. We'll just use the Twitch deck for this because it doesn't. It's any borrowed deck. It doesn't really matter. I have two polarizers, and so in the trick on my YouTube channel, we're gonna have a card selected. Doesn't matter what card it is, but so is there any particular card anybody wants to select? Let me know. We'll use that as our polarized card. I have two polarizers. Joker, says Barney. All right, so we have two jokers. We have the dime package joker and the Kimuraki joker. Any preferences? Actually, we can polarize each one separately, huh? Malhaku, welcome in. Thank you so much for the resub for 4 months. Thank you so much, Malhaku. Let's see here. If I recall, Malhaku has signed a card. Let me find it. It is somewhere in here. But thank you so much for the resub, Malhaku. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. All we missed was me doing a Hellraiser card trick, and then Malhaku has signed the Queen of Spades. There we go. All right. There it is. Okay, excellent. Cool. All right, so, all right, this trick is called the polarization of light. So, first things first, we have an entire deck. It is facing down, and this is going to represent the light that comes through a polarizing filter. Now, we're going to have a couple of different jokers here. And Malaku, if you would like to request a trick, you're more than welcome to. If you would like, using StreamerSonglist, I have. Let me pin the. Hold on. Trick list at chat. Okay. There we go. And if I can use your card, I will try and use your card during your request. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay. Cool. I'll check it out. Usually just let others pick. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. If you just want to vibe, that's cool too. All right. Thanks, man. All right. Cool. So polarization of light. Now, if I was to go ahead and place this card into Gibson Lens, welcome. Oh yes, that's right. Gibson Lens, welcome in. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you had a wonderful time at VGM Con. I didn't announce I was streaming, so I actually was feeling rushed at the beginning, and then I had tech issues, and then I was working through the tech issues, and then I completely forgot. I also just assumed that perhaps you were at VGMCon or like traveling and recovering from VGMCon, so and I don't have permission to add it to that channel. Oh, okay. All right. that is true. We can work. I can give you permission. That's fine. Thank you. All right. So if I was to go ahead and place this Joker into the deck, it doesn't matter which way I fan the cards because the light is not polarized in any way. You'll be able to see it sticking out like that. E-Room, welcome in. How's it going? Or like this, you'll easily be able to see it. Okay. So now, this will allow me to polarize the card. So I'm going to go ahead and use this, and I'm going to polarize the card vertically. And so when I polarize this card vertically, now you won't easily be able to see it when the card is polarized vertically when we do that. So E-Room, welcome in. How's it going? Hi, E-Room. Thanks for the bang. You know, it's not like a stream start unless we get a bang from E-Room, right? So anyway, look, if I just go ahead and if I fan vertically, you won't be able to see that Joker that's polarized vertically in amongst these cards, right? But if I was to fan this way, horizontally, you will be able to see it because this is polarized vertically. Now, let me go ahead and polarize this horizontally. And so, look, if I polarize this horizontally here, right? So I'm going to go ahead and place this in here. And importantly, you won't be able to see it when I fan this way because it is polarized horizontally, right? But if I was to fan it this way, you will be able to see it. Now it's still there; it's still face up, and you'll be able to see it. But you will easily be able to see it now because it's only polarized the one way. And that, my friends, is polarization of light. Thanks for the snaps, Maliku. And thanks for the love emotes, E-Room. Thank you. Thank you for the claps. And all the emotes, the love, the cats, the claps. Thank you. Yeah, all right, cool. So I guess I can now do this all the time, and I have the original polarizers. So yeah, for anybody who is a magician out there, I'm not sure how many magicians are out there that haven't gone to sleep, but the principle, very simple to do, and the rest of it is just storytelling. But like, this is like one of my few tricks that I had that like illustrates a scientific concept. I had wished that I had done more of these, and I guess I still could. I just haven't prioritized it. So, but yeah, there we go. Polarization of light. Also, if anybody's out there and you've been sitting around and you haven't hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. I have Earl Grey tea again today. I had purchased a large batch of Earl Grey tea, so I'm probably going to be drinking that like all the time. Malhuku says, I saw a bellboy ask a photon if they had any extra baggage that needed to be taken to the room. They responded, no, I'm traveling light. There you go. You get that today, Malhuku. Thank you. Yeah. Actually, is there a dad? Is there? I think we have a dad joke command, right? Yeah, dad joke. There you go. Oh, you got 69 dad jokes, Malhuku. That was yours. You got the 69th dad joke. Well done. All right. Okay. Okay, next up we have French twist. So let me get ready for French twist. All right. Okay, here we go. We have the Ace of Spades, Ace of Hearts, Ace of Clubs, and Ace of Diamonds. And what we are going to do with these is we are going to go ahead and actually let me demonstrate one thing. What we're going to need to do here is I'm going to hold the packet and I'm going to give it a shake. And after the shake, one of the aces should turn itself face up. All right, so here, let me demonstrate. Give it a shake, and that shake is actually going to turn up, in this case, the Ace of Diamonds. Now all the cards are face down now. 2, 3, 4. But look, if I hold that packet and give it a shake, that shake is actually going to turn up another ace. In this case, the Ace of Clubs. Now we have all 4 cards face down, but look, hold the pack, give it a shake. That shake is going to go ahead and turn up the Ace of Hearts. All right, and we have one more, but so we have all 4 cards face down, but if I hold the packet, give it a shake, that shake is actually going to turn up the final ace, the Ace of Spades. Now, that's how we have all 4 aces. If I take all 4 aces, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold the packet, give it a shake. And here's the thing. I do want to show you one more trick with this. If I go ahead and I spread the deck, and I go ahead and I close this up, cut the aces in there, but I hold the whole deck. If I give the deck a vigorous shake, this vigorous shake will turn up some of the aces because we gave it a vigorous shake. There we go. And that, my friends, is French twist. There we go. Thank you so much for that request, Barney of the Rubble, and actually for the polarization of light. You know, I should probably. So, like, polarization of light is not difficult to do. It's probably more difficult to present because, and honestly, I wasn't entirely happy with how I presented it, but I think it worked out okay. But I can probably work on it, so that's probably a good reason to put it on the trick list. So, thank you so much, Barney of the Rubble, for polarization of light. Let me do that. Card trick. All right. I'm going to add that to the list so it can be there. All right. So we just did French twist. Let me have a play for this. Let me remove one of these. Okay. All right. There we go. I like keeping stats of things. All right. Thank you kindly for the claps, E-Room, and thank you kindly for the emotes, Malhaku and E-Room. Mark Wright says, can you teach me how to turn up a card with just a shake? I figured you were hitting the card somehow with a free finger and flipping it during the shake unnoticed. Tried practicing but can't figure out the hand position. Oh, well, uh, you know what, Mark Rides? I don't know if there's that many people here tonight, so I don't mind giving you a little tutorial. There's actually one thing that how did I teach it? Yeah, I taught this during TwitchCon in Vegas. So I'm going to go ahead and so actually before I get actually wait, the next one, let me do a trick first and then I'll get back. Let me put in so we'll call it the shake change, but it's also known as the twirl change. But let me see here. Shake change, twirl change, tutorial for Mark Rides. All right, so we'll go ahead and do that, and I will teach some magic today. All right, but first let me do the trick for Malhaku, and then we'll do that. So, all right, first things first. Let's use the Queen of Spades. So we gotta find that, and then we're gonna need a couple of other cards. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. All right. So here we go. We have 3 cards. Now, I just want to show you that, look, we have a red 10, another red 10, and then, of course, our money card is going to be Malhaku's signed Queen of Spades. So remember the Queen of Spades. Now, here's what we're going to do. If I go ahead and I grab the Queen of Spades and place it on the top, where would you guess, sorry, grab it from the top, place it on the bottom. Where would you guess that the Queen of Spades is? I think a lot of people would say that's on the bottom. But no, that's actually, if I show you, that's actually a red 10. So some people are like, wait, if it's on the bottom, then you must have placed the, you must have left the Queen of Spades on the top. Well, actually, if I show you, there's actually a red 10 here on the top as well. And then if I actually, well, there must only be one more place for the queen to be. It must be in the middle. But no, if I show you that, that's also a red 10. And now some people are like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Where I can't win. They're all red 10s, right? And I'm like, no. You just have to find the money card, which is the Queen of Spades, and that's right here. And some people are like, wait. So wait, if there's a money card on the bottom, there must be a red 10 on the top, right? And to that I would say, well, normally correct, but actually the money card is also on the top. And therefore the money card can't be in the middle. But of course, clearly it is. And some people are like, wait. You have so many duplicates of a signed card. You had that in your possession, and you could have made copies of it. So you must have 3 red 10s and 3 signed money cards. And to that I would say, no. You could even feel these yourself if you were here. 1, 2, and 3. So now, this is where we make a wager. We make a wager as to, tell you what, if we were betting money on this, you would have just lost a bunch of money. But I'm going to give you a hint. So here's a red 10. Here's a signed money card. If you can tell me what this is, you get all your money back. And so I think a lot of people at this point normally would guess red 10, the other red 10, right? But some people are sneaky and they're like, wait, you have a duplicate of this one. Mark Ride says, you owe me $100 card. So Mark Rides, you would normally be correct, except we're not using that deck because that's a bicycle back. Blank E-Room says, yeah, no, that's a good guess too. No, this is actually a very common card. This is a 6 of spades. There you go. I am I'm so impressed that you guys remember like the punchline of this trick from so many other trick performances, and I'm like, aha, and immediately like second guess is like, no, it's just a regular card this time. And that, my friends, is Color Monty. Thank you so much for that request, Malhaku. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let's see. Malhaku says, it seems like it'd be a red 10, but I don't think so. I'll just go Motorhead and guess the Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades is a really good guess, too. Yeah, that's a very common one. Thank you kindly for the emotes. E-Room, Malhaku. All right. So, let's see here. Okay. All right. So, what we are going to be doing is a tutorial for the shake change or twirl change. All right. So, first things first. I'm going to have to share this. All right. There's a couple of things that you're going to need to know the existence of. And the first one is what a color change is. Chan the Magic Man, welcome in. How's it going? How you doing, Chan? Hopefully you're doing well. All right. So Mark Rides has just requested a tutorial basically for a thing. And we're going to be teaching. So the first thing everybody needs to know in order to do something that is like, so some people call it the shake change, some people call it the twirl change. I don't mind sharing this because I did share it technically at TwitchCon in Las Vegas a couple years ago when I went. So what you need to know is that sometimes magicians can pick up 2 cards but make it look like 1 card. So that is called a double lift. I won't explain the differences or techniques and how to do a double lift. There's actually a ton of free YouTube videos in order to do it. So you can check those out. But so in this case, I just picked up like 2, right? Okay, so how the shake change or twirl change works, and I think it's just known as both, is that so let's pretend I wanted to change the Queen of Hearts into the 4 of Spades. Okay, so here's what I would do. I would actually place the card that I want to change on the top, have the card that I want to change into be the next face down card on the top. When I pick them up, I will pick them up by the 2 corners that are typically associated with the indexes. This is notwithstanding if you have like reverse left-handed indexes or whatever, but I'm actually picking up 2 cards at this point. So this is a double lift. I'm not turning it over yet or anything, but I'm picking up 2 cards. So here's 1, here's the other. Okay. So, but you want them to think that you're doing this, picking it up, and there's nothing here. But actually, what you're doing is picking it up, like don't fumble like that. Pick it up like this. Now, uh, the other thing that you're going to do is you're going to make this change from this image to this image. Okay. Now, one of the primary principles in Magic is use a large motion to cover up a small motion. So the large motion that you're going to do is you're going to be shaking your hand like this, okay? So that's the large motion. The small motion that we're going to cover up is this. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use my index finger on the long edge here, and I'm going to go ahead and twist. That's all I'm doing. So if I was to do it without the large motion of shaking, it'll look like this. Not very magical, right? But if I go ahead and I pick this up from the deck and I shake, you can't really tell exactly when I do the small motion, but you can tell that this card has changed. All right. So once again, I can change it back from this to this, right? So there you go. That is the shake change or twirl change. It doesn't quite answer, I think, um, Mark Ride's exact question. Can you teach me how to turn up a card just with a shake or hitting the card somehow with a free finger flip? Okay. So that's effectively the principle that I'm using, but there's some more complications in that. But get good at that, and then if you're actually practicing some, let me know offline, and I can explain more. So hopefully that helps. But there you go, guys. Also, I am not going to be exposing all of my tricks. So basically, what I just taught you, you basically have to assume that um, I'll be changing the card back and forth from the same card to the same card. So look, I would change the Ace of Spades, in this case, to the Ace of Clubs. But if I was a good magician, I could change it to something else as well. So in this case, the 10 of Diamonds. And then, of course, I could change it to the 9 of Hearts. So there you go. And we won't be giving that one away. So there you go. All right, cool. Let's see. So Chan says, "Doing good. How about you?" Not bad. I'm doing all right. Can't complain. Let's see here. Oh, thanks for giving eRoom a shout out. Guys, you're not following our friend eRoom. eRoom is a streamer as well. If you're not following eRoom, please give eRoom a follow. eRoom is a known as the Pope of Indiana. Streams in real life content. Streams gaming, community gaming at home. Streams puzzle streams. Streams opening Kinder eggs. So there we go. Also, eRoom is a strong supporter of this stream and basically all of Magic Twitch. So yeah. Okay, Mark Ride says, but how do you do it when it's in the middle of the deck? But okay, I will practice without the full deck for now and I'll lose my grip on the deck when trying to flip a card in the middle of the deck. Oh, yeah. So, um, let me message you separately, Mark Rides, about that. If you're curious, how, Mark Rides, do you know of a sleight where you know what? I'm not going to say the name of the sleight, but do you know of a sleight that acts as a false count? Because I think one of the prerequisites is that you'll have to false count. When you spin flip the cards, do they ever slip out of your hand? Um, eRoom, great question. I love that question because it definitely is a concern. And short answer is yes, they will always slip sometimes and not always, but like when you're first starting out, it's basically slipping and fumbling all the time because you're not sure if you have the grip, especially if it's a different deck. So like a deck like this, right? These cards are made to be handled like that way, but there's some. If you borrow a deck, some of those card corners are very sharp and pointy, and so like it could be very hard to pinch the corners. Also, sometimes when you're doing the switch or the flip, right? You might like flip too slow, or you might hit something, and they might accidentally see like the two sides at the same time if they're watching, and so that's something to worry about. Also, if you bump something, they might split, and so you might accidentally get into a situation like this. And so you either have to recover really well or just hide it, and just be like very aware of your situation and surrounding. So okay, Devil's Elevator, Four Burglars, Oil, and Water, I think have false counts if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, Devil's Elevator, yes. At least my handling does. Four Burglars, no. Oil and Water, yes. All have false counts. Okay, yeah, there's a specific false count that I use in twisting, sorry, French twist, and that's the one that basically helps uh, get in the situation. Actually, here, let me give everybody a short quiz right now. And I will demonstrate, actually, so this is before we do the next trick, which, thank you for that request, Chan the Magic Man, which is Coin Matrix, which is one I want to practice every time. So let me see. At the moment, let me do a quick demonstration. All right, so this is a guessing game. So right now, I have a packet of cards in my hand. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we'll do it a second time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chan says E. Yes, that is correct. Yep. Chan knows the count that I'm referencing. So I'm demonstrating that count right now. So the question is, how many total cards are in my hand? So if anybody wants to guess, go ahead and make a guess in chat. And then my next question, and this is going to... So 1, 2, 3, 4. How many cards are in my hand? And then... Okay, so Mark Ride says 2. E-Room says 4. Okay. Chan says 5. Okay. Now, how many cards are face up? I know. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it looks like it's going to look like 0, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Chan says 1. Okay. So Chan says 5 total cards, 1 face up. And Chan's a magician. Mark Ride says 2 total cards. E-Room says 4 cards, 0 face up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So anyway, for anybody who is playing along and wants to see the results of this demonstration, I won't leave you in any more anticipation. So the correct answer was not stated in chat. So the correct answer is that there was a total of 6 cards in my hand. 6 cards in my hand, and 3 of them were face up. I know, it's really hard to believe, but look. That's the demonstration. So there was a total of 6 cards, 3 of them were face up. I was close. Yeah, Chan was the closest. That's correct. So there we go. That is a demonstration of this false count. Nice, says E-Room. Thank you for the nice. All right. Okay. Next up, we have a request for the Coin Matrix, which is one that I have been trying to do basically every stream because I want to keep it fresh because it's like one of the only non-card tricks I do. So here we go. Let me grab 4 coins. Oh, and for actually Malhuku, I don't know if you'd be interested in these, but these are actually local coins. So if anybody doesn't know, I live in the greater Rochester area in upstate or western New York. These are actually Rochester uh, anniversary coins. Oh, I don't know if it's going to focus. Come on. But if I put it really, really close, ooh, those are pretty sweet. All right, well, they all look nice if you could see them, but anyway. Ah, you only showed us the face down cards. I think I understand now, Mark Wright says. Ah, yes, that is correct. So that is one of many false counts. That particular false count was my favorite false count. Thanks. Yes, you're welcome. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can send me a message. I would be more than happy to send you some more materials if you are interested in learning. So let me know. All right, and what best to do a coin trick with actual money cards? So these aren't real money cards, of course, but it's the fake ones that. And so, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and cover each one of these with a card. And you know, the one thing that is a weakness of this is that they aren't like bills, so I can But anyway, I'm going to make this jump from here to here, and it happens pretty quick. So from here to there, and then the last one, there we go. And then I guess while I'm at it, we can also do the cardless version. So, all right, so we have our coins here, we have our coins there, and then, all right, hands empty. Okay, so here we go. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 over here, and then one over there, and the last one, boom, there we go. That, my friends, is the cardless coin matrix. And then I'm gonna give myself credit for the cardless version. Okay, there we go. Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, E-Room, Malhaku, and thanks for clicking that, Chan. And thanks for that request. Keeping my coin matrix sharp. Thank you, guys. All right. Okay, let's see. I have a thing that I want to try. Let's see, in lieu of a trick. So let's go ahead and let me see here. I've got to figure out how to do this because this is not like a. All right. Let's see. Chan says, I'm currently working on a new band trick for tomorrow. Awesome. Chan, is it a band trick that I know, or is it one that you, or is it like one that you discovered and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna do it? All right, so let's see. What am I doing here? Oh, hold on. Let me remove jokers here really quick. Okay. All right. Not in my list. Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Could be a new one. All right. Okay. All right. So, um, we're doing a lot of improv tonight, which is pretty cool. All right. Okay. So first things first, let me go ahead and give these a slight mix here. Okay. And then, all right. Can I say the name of the trick? Yeah. You can totally tell me the name of the trick. And yeah, it's fine if most of the time you know it's just super hard to find actual tutorials online, so it's all good. Yeah, definitely tell me the name of the trick. I'd be interested to know. I may know of it even. See, Mark Wright says, are there any non-card exercises but actual hand exercises that can be practiced to get the feel or motion in your hands when doing tricks? Oh, Mark Rides, that's a great question. And Chan, it says cross-eyed jacks. Oh, okay, Chan, I'm vaguely familiar with cross-eyed jacks. I don't think I've performed it. But cool, awesome. Thanks for letting me know, Chan. Um, Mark Rides, that's a very good question. For when doing tricks. Let me mull that over for a second. And let me throw in a placeholder. Actually, you know what? I like using the queue for this kind of stuff. So let me just put in hand exercises. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So first things first, I'm going to need. So anyway, if anybody was here, I could have them to say stop anywhere, and wherever they stop, we'll just mark where they stop, and we are going to go ahead and say, all right, this is a weird trick. I've never done this before. I'm not sure if it's going to work. Okay, so I'm going to need somebody in chat to remember the card. So when I show the card, definitely take a look. Somebody remember it. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to turn my head. And then hopefully you see this card. Hopefully there's no glare. Hopefully somebody's got it. And then I'm going to open my eyes just to look at chat. Somebody's got it. E-Room's got it. All right. Excellent. Because I tried. Okay, Mark Wright says, because I tried printing the false count after some YouTube, but I was disappointed as we lose count or accidentally expose the cards I wanted to hidden. Oh, okay. Excellent. So you're actually trying stuff? Mark Wrights, I do have a tutorial that's unlisted that I could send you that I think might be pretty interesting. Okay, all right. So here's what we are going to do. All right. I don't know what the card is, but all right. E-Room, here's what I want you to, and hopefully this works out. I'm going to make a prediction, and the prediction is here. Okay. So that would be great. Thanks. Awesome. All right. Actually, yeah, let me make a note. Send Mark Rides. All right. Mark Rides. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. I've noted. All right. Okay, E-Room. So you have a card in your head. So there's a number associated with each card. So if it's an ace, it's a 1. And then for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, those are just the numbers that are printed on it. If it's a jack, it's 11. If it's a queen, it's a 12. If it's a king, it's a 13. So E-Room, what I want you to do is think about your number, and then I want you to divide that number in 2. Divide the number in 2. So now you have another number. And then you have a suit. Whatever that suit is, just keep it. All right. So I also want you to think about the suit. Now you're going to send the suit to me psychically, okay? Send the suit to me psychically. I'm guessing, let's see, it's either red or black. Red or black. E-Room, I'm sensing, I see in my mind black. Okay, so I'm thinking that the suit is black. So it's got to be a spade or a club. E-Room, can you confirm for me that, and it's okay to tell the truth now, that the suit of the card that you selected was black? That is either a spade or a club. Yes, black. Okay, great. Excellent. Okay, so now from black suits, there's either spade or club. Psychically send it to me. Psychically send it to me. Okay. All right. So, okay. I'm getting some round bulbous shapes in my head. So, balls. I don't know if this has anything to do with E-Room banging every time coming in to my stream, but I'm thinking balls and not like a spade. So I think it's probably a club. And club, swingers club, that kind of matches, right? It doesn't, like, there's not like a spades club. So I'm guessing it's a club. E-Room, go ahead and confirm. Is it a club? I'm getting the mental images of a club. Yes, club. All right, excellent. All right. Chances. All right. It's a black club. That's right. Please don't cancel me. Please don't cancel me. Okay. All right. What if you think king of 53? How do you divide that into what number? Okay. All right. All right. So now, okay. For the first time, E-Room, what was the number that you divided by 2? So the number that you divided by 2. So it should have been whatever your card number was. So if you had a 10, you would tell me 5. If you had an 8, you should tell me 4. So 7. Wait, 7? 7. Okay. All right. So 3.5. So 3.5. Wait a sec. Okay, so hold on. Wait, I might have messed this up. Hold on. Okay, okay. So here's the 7 of. So you saw this card. So you saw this one. So this is the one you saw. Like really? Like you saw that one. So 3.5. So wait, there's no possible way that this could be correct because look. Actually, you know what? When I mess this up, I'm gonna need the help of my friend the deck sock. So the deck sock can fix everything for me because there's only one card here. There's no possible way that I can fix this, but hopefully the deck sock can fix this. All right, deck sock, go fix this. Thanks for the emotes, guys. So the Chan the Magic Man and Malhaku have the deck sock emote. But actually, whoa, deck sock, what did you do? Did you just make a baby with that card? uh, I don't know what happened, but if we take a e room, e room. You're right. There's 2 3.5s of clubs that make 7. There you go. 3.5 of clubs. There we go. Done. And Chan, yes, you were right. I didn't want to call it out at that moment, but yes. There you go. Dexock is a witch. Ah, Dexock is a witch. OMG. Charlie says, TF are those? Yes. Yes, TF are these. Here you go. You know what I just realized might be a really impressive color change? 3.5 of clubs to a 3.5 of clubs. All right, ready, set. I just realized I even fumbled that up. There we go. Nope, that's not good. All right. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, here we go. 3.5 of clubs to a 3.5 of clubs. Yeah, no. All right, not impressive. There we go. Use on nothing. No, that's okay. I've exposed that trick like probably 20 times on stream. It's okay. I even gave a tutorial today, so that's it's amazing. All right. Let's see here. Oh yeah, thanks for clearing that, Chen. Um, so yes, thank you. Oh yeah, let me catch up with chat here. 3.5 of clubs. Yes, 3.5. There you go. Thanks for all the deck sock emotes, everybody. And baby, thanks for the baby. Uh, I am a dad. My kid is sleeping. Oh, I have to show you guys a picture. I'm super happy with this picture. My kid is learning how to read and write. And there's this picture I was really proud of because I could easily read it. All right, so here it is. So she wrote this on a whiteboard. Now, I mean, this is not her first time. She's written it before, but yeah, there we go. Super happy with that. And actually, lately, she's been wanting to do stuff with me, so I'm like, oh, she loves me. Let's see. Oh yeah, oh yeah, Malaku says Dexock is a witch. That's right, Dexock is a witch. And then Charlie's Beat says TF are those. So yeah, these are 3.5 of clubs. There's this concept called a gaff card. I think I talked about this, maybe not last stream, maybe 2 streams ago. But like cards that are not printed in a regular deck of cards. One very common one is a double backer, which you might actually, if you purchased a regular deck of cards, it has a back on both sides. So that's like more common, um, like gaff card. So they exist. Actually, anything that you've seen me use that's a blank card, all of those are gaff cards because blanks aren't usually in a regular deck of cards. You guys have seen me use blanks for a ton of tricks. So change the 7 of clubs into 2, 3. Oh, okay, yeah. Let me hold on. Let me see. Can I do that? I might need to reapply some cheating gloves to get that. because my tactility for this is very poor right now. Aw. Learning to read and write? Stop moving time. You're freaking me out. I'm sorry, Malhaku. Yeah, she is learning how to read and write. So she can read. She can identify her own name and a bunch of names of like kids in her class. She can write like a bunch of three-letter words. Even if she doesn't know how they're spelled, if we can just tell her how to spell it, she'll spell it. We're at the point where we're trying to sound out new words that she sees. So, um, but that's going to be a struggle, I think, for a little bit. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Okay, I'm not going to be very good at this, but jokes aside, that is so awesome. Yeah, I know it's super exciting to watch a little kid develop. It's so cool. Okay, all right. So, okay, here we go. 7 of clubs. 1, 2, and 3. I split it into 2, 3.5 of clubs. I think that looked okay. Then again, I don't know. Let's see. Mark Ride says, "How old is she now? She's not even 3 yet." Oh no, she is 3. She's 3.5 now. So, yep. She has a birthday later this summer, so she will be turning 4 later. Yep, time flies. I can remember like when I first started streaming, it's like, oh yeah, my kid, I have to go up if she cries and stuff, and she was like less than 1. All right, so hand exercises. Okay, that's a great question, Mark Rides. Let me see what we can do. So, first things first, one of the most common things that I will do as a magician if I am going to be handling cards, I basically fully extend all my fingers and like close. So like this is just a very common like stretch that I'll do. So we'll do that. If you want to like really get into it, I'll like push my fingers against each other. This also builds some strength if you don't just let them flex. Let's see. A couple of common fingers that are more used in card magic than like in other types of things. So like most people use their index fingers and thumbs a lot. Middle finger happens to have a lot of strength, so people use these all the time, I think. Pinkies are used a lot in magic, in card magic, in sleight of hand. So, and then ring fingers aren't used as much, but they're occasionally used. If you're a cardist, you're basically using all of these fingers, including the ring fingers, like pretty heavily all the time. As far as like other exercises, the only thing I can think of, and this is you can, I'm gonna teach everybody this. You know what? We're doing tutorials today, so I'm gonna teach everybody this just as a like a finger exercise thing. And so, one thing that you can do is hold the deck, and you've seen like magicians riffle through like the deck like this, right? So some people who aren't used to handling decks, they sometimes can't even riffle through like the whole deck. And like so one thing that you can do is just practice, here's a thumb exercise, riffle through the whole deck. Same thing with the other hand. I actually almost never riffle through the deck with this hand, so this is actually going to be a little bit worse for me. There we go. Yeah, because I always riffle this way. So that's one thing you can do. Another thing that you can do if you are really spicy, and this will help with like hand strength here and control. But if you've ever seen Shin Lim, he does this card spring where you're basically pressing the cards like this, and you're like pushing them together. And when you push them together, they will shoot out like this. My accuracy is not very good, but I understand the concept, and I can do like most of the deck like that. So that in and of itself is it's a very targeted exercise though. You're basically just getting like 2 muscle clusters in like your palm. Let's see. When you move your pinky, does your ring finger also move? So actually Mark writes, here's a finger exercise that you can do for your pinky. Chip, welcome in. How's it going? Yeah, because moving my pinky triggers movement. Ring finger is some middle finger. Yeah, so here's one thing that you can practice if you just want to get strength in your pinky finger, and that is to do pinky count exercises. I won't talk about how this is potentially used in Magic, but what you can do is hold the deck. So one of the types of grips is called mechanics grip, and that's when you're holding the deck basically like this. So thumb is on one long edge of the deck. The most of the fingers are on the other edge, or the pinky can be down at the bottom, and then the index finger is usually at the top. So for this exercise, what you're going to do is you're going to use your pinky, and you're going to try and just count any number of cards using your pinky. Okay, and the reason why you want to count is not just so that you're pulling, but that you have control. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've just counted 5 cards exactly with my pinky, and I know that that is exactly 5 cards because I just counted it. But that's an exercise that you can do that will help. Uh, and I almost never do the pinky count with my other hand either. So, but it is something that you can do to practice the muscles. So I just got, I think 4, 3, 4. Yeah, there you go. See, I'm not even as precise on my other hand because I basically never use it. But yeah, so teaching a grip today. So here we go. Grip deck. Boom. So thumb long edge, index on top, fingers on the other side, and then using your pinky to pull down the corner, and you're just going to count the number of cards that you pull down so that you know exactly how many are above your pinky. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've just done 6. That's exactly 6. But anyway, welcome in, Chip. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. Welcome in. Okay, so that is a bunch of hand exercises. Let me see if I can come up with anything else. So yeah, there's a spring that's basically doing this, just random stretching, all the fingers, compression to help strengthen fingers. Um, there's occasionally where you're going to use wrists too. It's a lot rarer, especially when we're in just a sitting down position like here. But you can actually, you'll be using your wrists if you end up doing like a walk around in real life. Um, so yeah. Let's see. Do the type of decks matter if I'm trying the elf deck right now and the cards are hard to separate with just pinky to count to 5? Oh, the oh, thanks for giving a shout out to Chip, guys. If you're not following our friend Chip, Chip, usually a mod, but has been known to stream on a very regular cadence of April Fools. So, uh, anyway, let's see. Do the types of deck matter? So I would say no. The types of deck don't matter. The one thing that is important for the pinky count is that the corner is consistent. So there are casino decks where sometimes they will cut the corner of the card before they resell the deck because they don't want those cards to come back into casino. Um, and there's other cards that may have like if they're older cards, some cards are worn on the corner. The interesting thing is, as you get better, they can have some variance, and you can still do the pinky count. But for just starting out and practicing, just so long as the corners are like clean and consistent, it's like either any new deck or like any deck that hasn't been too worn on the corners should be able to work. And if you can't do that, just start doing like 1 and 2. Like if you can do 1 and 2, keep on practicing that until you build up the muscle, because that muscle is not just like in this pinky. It's actually this this thing that runs all the way down to here. So I'm basically like flexing something. So like if I do a count here, I'm gonna feel it over here. And you can even see that there's some tension like as I do it here, but like you can see this flex, like this changes a little bit, right? So I'm like almost flexing this whole thing. All right, so that is hand exercises for card magic. If I come up with anything else, I'll bring it up. But that's all I can think of right now. So okay, all right. Next up, we have a request from Charlie's Beats called McDonald's Aces. So let me get ready for that. Okay, all right. Are you moving each card up slightly one at a time with the pinky in the pinky count? So no, well no. you can basically just count and just feel the card come off of the pinky, and then I just let that go up because I'm flexing the rest of the deck down. And then once I get to a count that I need, so let's say I needed to count, 8 cards for whatever reason, then I just shove my pinky in there to basically save the break. Um, Actually, yeah, let me also go through a quick. Guys, if you did not know, there's a concept known as the break. So, let's pretend I needed to hold this position in a deck of cards. I stick my finger directly in there to save the break. There it is. That's what a break looks like. It's exactly what you would think when somebody's cheating at cards. It's like, let's pretend I wanted the Jack of Spades for whatever reason. Here's the Jack of Spades. So, I now have a break at the Jack of Spades. It's very overt if you ever were to look at it from the back. There you go. I can cut it there. Let's pretend that the Jack of Spades is actually 4th from the top. So now I can go ahead and get a break at the 4th card. There we go. Okay, all right. I've probably given way too much, but you know what? That's okay. All right, where were we? Oh, yes, we were going to McDonald's Aces. Okay, so first things first, thank you so much for the request, Charlie. So I have a deck, and we're going to need the Aces for this trick. So let me go ahead and find the Aces. And, okay, all right, so here we have the Aces, and here's what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and leave the Ace of Spades down here. Sydney, welcome in, Sydney. Good late night from Michigan. Welcome in, Sydney. Hopefully you're doing well. How are you doing tonight? Welcome in. So for anybody who's just joining in, we literally just did like 3 magic tutorials today. So, okay, all right. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna place 3 cards onto each one of these aces. And then here's what I'm going to do. Actually, I'm going to turn this over. All right, so here we go. Now for each one of these aces, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to try and make them disappear. Because look, I'm going to go ahead and swap it with one of these cards here. Because look, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I show you, there's no aces here. Same thing over here. So you'll still be able to see this up until the very last minute. Because now look, none of the aces are here. And then this one, I'm not going to do anything fancy. I tried to do something fancy for this trick before and I messed it up. So here we go. And some people are like, whoa, 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 can you do that again? And I'm like, okay, I'll do it slower, just so you know. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're probably wondering where they all are. Because, well, they're all here. And that, my friends, is McDonald's Aces, also known as Dream of Aces, also known as Grandpa's Aces. Yeah, there's a lot of names for this trick. So, there we go. Thank you so much for that request, Charlie. All right. Thank you kindly for the claps. Charlie's Beats, E-Room, Chip, Gibson Lens. All right. Okay. Oh, so something that I had gotten in the mail that I was excited about that I haven't actually shown on stream yet is if anybody remembers that I played some Balatro once on stream, Pillbilly, welcome in. If anybody didn't know, there's an official Balatro deck out now. It looks like this. It's very nice. It's from Fangamer. So I've already taken a look at this. I've also shuffled it, so this is not the first time I'm seeing it. But let's show it off a little bit. So here's what the backs look like. So if you're familiar with the red deck from Balatro, this is and it's pixelated exactly like that. And also the faces are also pixelated. So you can see that the heart's right there. Yeah. Here's the clubs. Let's see. And here's a face card. And then there's so in Balatro there's like 150 jokers. There's only 4 that they got included. But if you're a fan of Balatro, here are the 4 jokers. There we go. Pillbilly asks, question: have you ever tried doing tricks blindfolded? I have not tried doing tricks blindfolded. No. Oh, Mark Wright says Balatro deck. Oh, that's a premium deck you want me to use. Okay, yeah, we can do that. The other thing is, if anybody has seen, has played the game, the back of the box tells you the contents basically in the exact same way that the game would tell you what is in the deck. Cool deck. And then also, if you had purchased, I think you get a random sticker, but I happen to get this big random sticker. This is another one of the jokers from the game. That is not one of these 4. So the back is not. It's a decal. So it's not like a. Or is it a decal or is it just a card? Actually, I thought it was a decal, but actually now I think feeling it, this is a card. This is just a big card. All right. So. All right. Yeah, we could do a trick with this. Let's do a trick with this. Let's see. So we should probably do something with the 4 jokers, right? Because the 4 jokers are the unique thing about this. Oh yeah, let me just fan the rest of the deck so you know that it's all different. And the diamonds have a slightly less red. So actually, if you compare these, you might be able to tell that the hearts are pretty red, and then the diamonds are just slightly off red. So makes that a little bit easier. And then also similar thing. The spades are black, and then the clubs are just like, they have almost like a slightly greenish tint to the black. So, but anyway, all right. So let's see what would be conducive to using the 4 jokers here. Let's go ahead and. All right. So this is a joker that is just a standard classic joker. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this into the deck. This joker is called Blueprint, so when you play it in the game, it acts as a duplicate of another joker. So if you have a joker that is like a very good joker, you want to duplicate its ability. This joker, I think, is called Juggler and gives you additional hand size in the game. So there we go. And then we have this. This is a banana. Is this a basic banana or is this Gros Michel? So in either case, so we're just going to go ahead and I guess if you buy enough decks to collect all stickers, you would have enough jokers for a real Balatro deck. You would, except that these are big, and I don't know if you could guarantee getting different ones every time. So, okay, all right. So let's see. Here's what we are going to do. I'm going to go ahead and cut about half of these cards, and then here's what we will do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shuffle face up into face down cards. So here we go. I'm not sure if this is going to be good enough, but Yeah, somebody has attempted to create enough like enough Balatro decks that they could do this. So, all right. So here we go. We've got. Let's see here. So some of these are face up, some of these are face down. So here we go. But if I show you, we've got like here's a back to a front. Here's a front to a back. Here's a back to a back, right? But with these four jokers, their powers combined, we are Captain Planet. No, so look, these jokers are way more powerful than other jokers because they have additional benefit in the game of Balatro, and so they're gonna fix the deck. They're gonna fix the deck right now. I don't know if you saw it, but every single card is now facing in the same direction except for four, which, if you remember, we placed each one separately into a different part of the deck earlier. And they are all together face up. Is that weird? That's weird, right? Oh no, I meant if you tried to collect enough holograms, you'd have multiples of the four. Oh, with the big one? Oh yeah, I guess. So first of all, I do want to say that talking about these cards specifically, they are not as premium as a premium deck of cards that I would normally consider. So they are a little bit glossy, and they do have like the air cushioning, but they feel like they have like the cheap like plastic as the cover, and it doesn't feel like it's nice. But like if you look really close, I don't know if the camera will be able to pick it up, but there's actually a slight matte texture. Yeah, I don't think the camera's gonna pick it up, but trust me on that one. The jokers on these cards look very attractive. Thanks, Obi-Wan. Welcome in, Obi-Wan. How's it going? Welcome in. Hopefully you're doing well. And Chip says, ah! Let's see here. What else can we do with these? I feel like we should be able to do something else here. Let me see. Oh yeah, thanks for giving Obi-Wan a shout out. Guys, you're not following our friend Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan, guitarist, also gamer, and for a while, also I remember doing going and visiting, and there was a puzzle stream as well. So Mark Ride says four burglars. Oh, excellent. Actually, you know what? We could probably do four burglars with this. We can just probably do four burglars with this. Um, okay, so the banana joker. First time I see a banana joker. Oh yeah, that's right. You know what? In this case, the banana joker can be our ringleader. I remember the artist name. Oh yeah, you got it. Yeah, that's right. Sid Lorraine. To be fair, I don't even know many people knowing Sid Lorraine's name, even in Magic. So, all right. So here we go. All right. We've got the regular Joker. We've got the Blueprint Joker. We've got the Juggler Joker. And then we've got our Banana Joker. So the Banana Joker is the ringleader. And what we're going to do is we're going to hide all the other three Jokers into the middle of the deck because they're going to be doing different things. So you can see we're going to be putting them into three different areas like so, like this. And we are going to steal them back. So this time, the four burglars, I'm going to burglar all four of them. And so this Joker is going to go into the middle as well, right? I don't know it either. Just somehow memorized it here, seeing it in chat when it was requested. Yeah, the fact that it was on screen sometimes, and you know it. So Well done. But actually, so I don't know if you can tell, but the ringleader banana is going to attempt to escape into the deck, but look, we are going to find a way to get that burglar and bring him back to justice. There's our banana. And now all of the other ones are going to follow suit, because when you find the ringleader, you find the right-hand man, the exterminator, and of course, the brains? I don't know. Whatever other gangster trope you can come up with. And there we have it. That is 4 burglars, weirdly themed with Balatro cards. But yes, magicians are artists too. Wait, what happened? We caught them this time. I know. I turned it on its head because, we don't normally have a banana. Look, I really like a banana. So, um, here, I'm going to put this banana into my mouth. I know, that was horrible. How about... I think that might have looked better, that one. Nice trick. Card eating trick. Alright, okay, yeah. I think that second one looked better. Yeah, for sure. Look, I wanted to eat the banana, okay? Eat. Oh, wow. I did not. Excellent. That's. I didn't realize we could use that for. Oh, that was funny. Thanks for getting that, Bert. Okay, alright. Let's see here. Um, okay. Alright. Oh, Bert, you weren't here earlier when I was doing, because I didn't announce stream, but I did a trick called Hellraiser, and I themed it as presenting all the titles of the Hellraiser movies. I didn't realize there were 11 Hellraiser movies, and I was like, oh man. So yeah, I did the trick. It was crazy. Crazy is hungry. Please click on the screen if on desktop. We need to feed Crazy heat maps. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, Hellraiser. So you know what? Do I want to do it again? I can do it again. Actually, maybe this time I could do it a little bit better. I hope. So let's see. 3, 2. Hold on, I'm finding a ton of cards because if I'm going to represent each movie, each Hellraiser movie, we're going to do it right. Okay. All right. Where did I put the jokers? Am I missing jokers? I might be. Oh no, I used a different deck. I'm stupid. Okay. I use this. All right. Okay, here we go. Shall we use Belacho still? Oh no, I had already set this aside. Just could I do it with Belatro? All right, I guess I can do it with Belatro. All right, hang on. um. Oh, actually, it's way easier to find because of that slight color difference. Okay, all right. We'll do the Hellraiser card trick with a Belatro deck. All right. Um. So, all right. Hold on. I just gotta get these. You know what? I can share my screen because this doesn't. All right. This has no bearing on the trick. Okay. All right. Actually, only slight bearing. Okay. Oh, hold on. I have to pull up my list of Hellraiser movies. right, guys. Okay. Yeah, let me also clear this. And okay. All right. So first things first. Here I have two jokers, and this trick is called Hellraiser. Now, when this trick came out originally, there's probably only a few Hellraiser movies, and the original trick is done with like 3 or 4 of these cards. But now there are 11 Hellraiser movies, and so we're going to be doing this trick with 11 cards. Well, 11 of these cards and 2 jokers. All right, so first things first, I'm going to use a card to represent each movie. Is Hellboy part of the Hellraiser franchise? No. Hellraiser is separate from Hellboy. Hellboy is different. All right, so here we go. So the first Hellraiser movie is called Hellraiser, and that came out in 1987. So look, if we try and put it on the bottom, it will resurface because it will resurface here at the top. Okay, the second Hellraiser movie is called Hellbound Hellraiser 2. And if we go ahead and place that one at the bottom, that will also come back up to the top. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do this next few parts a little bit quicker. All right. Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. And there we go. All right. The fourth Hellraiser movie is Hellraiser Bloodline. And here we go. And that came out in 1996. Oh, the third one came out in 1992. All right, so this is the fifth Hellraiser movie, Hellraiser Inferno. And Hellraiser Inferno came out in 2000. There we go. And then the sixth Hellraiser movie is Hellraiser Hellseeker, which came out in 2002. And then the seventh one is Hellraiser Deader. Hellraiser Deader came out in 2005. Then the eighth Hellraiser movie is called Hellraiser Hellworld. And then the ninth Hellraiser movie is called Hellraiser Revelations. Came out in 2011. And then, let's see, the 10th Hellraiser movie is called Hellraiser Judgment. Came out in 2018. And then Hellraiser 11 is just called Hellraiser. Jack representing 11. There we go. And now we've come around full circle. So if we wanted to see Hellraiser 11, which is that a remake? I don't know if it's a remake, but look, it'll hop back up to the top. And then if we place this on top of the 10th movie, the 10th movie will come back up to the top. If we place this on the 9th movie, the 9th movie will hop back up to the top. The 8th, the 7th, the 6th, the 5. You know what? Let's speed this up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. And the Jokers. And that, my friends, is Hellraiser turned up to 11. Oh man, that's an awesome title for this. Because there's 11 movies. Alright. There we go. That is Hellraiser. I should probably be better about doing title and year for each one. But as I mentioned earlier, the hardest part is literally reading from the list while I'm doing the trick. So, yeah, I definitely wanted to show Gibson Lens that because Gibson Lens has seen a bunch of the Hellraiser movies in the past year. So, but yeah, no, Hellboy is part of the Marvel universe, I think. So, and Hellraiser is completely different. Let's see. Thank you kindly for the claps, Bert, E-Room, I've only seen 2 Hellraisers. Oh, okay, all right, that's right. So, if I recall, you liked them, or at least didn't hate them, right? So there's plenty more where that came from. I don't know. To be fair, I haven't seen really any of them. Yeah, you did like them. So, yeah, I haven't seen really any of them. Even the first cut. Like when I was young, I was like afraid to see them because of the trailer, because of Pinhead, and then never watched them after that. I did even kind of get into like horror movies like later, but anyway, I don't really watch movies much anymore since my video store days. So the thing is, it's like watching movies and like reviewing them. Like for me, I used to do it as a job, right? And the reason why I would watch movies to review them was so that I can convince customers to rent movies, right? Like that was part of the job description for working at a video store. Um, and also it was nice because it's like, before we had streaming services, like not everybody had access to like watch a lot of movies. So it was like cost prohibitive, right? And so, a review really meant something back then, like financially. Now, if you have a subscription service, you can literally just watch any and all of the movies that you want. And to most people, if you have a subscription service, it doesn't cost you anymore to watch something else on that service. And so now you basically care about movie reviews if you care about what that person thinks about that movie, right? Or if you want to play the fun game that Gibson Lens plays, and it's like, guess to see if Gibson Lens likes this movie. So that's like, yeah, that's the reason why you would watch and review movies. And Gibson Lens, but that's what Blockbuster Video was for. I know, right? That's what it was for. That's what I did. All right, and that was Hellraiser, but with the Balatro deck, everybody. That was the introduction of the Balatro deck for Magic Streams. So, unfortunately, I don't feel like it feels as much like a premium deck as other premium decks, but I did recently organize all of my premium decks that I have over here. So, if if needed, we can tap into them at some point. All right. Let's see here. Queue is empty. If anybody would like to request anything, I think I'm going to stream for maybe about another, I'm thinking somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes. But let me show you the well-organized box that is now the premium deck box. So before, I had a bunch of them in this shoe box, which is now empty because there's no decks in here now. I can put other decks in here, but I have now organized them into, they've become a first-class citizen. They get their own gigantic deck organization box. So here we go. Here's all of the premium decks. Ta-da! This thing of beauty. Mark Wright says we should pair Crazy and Simpsons and do a lot of cost and do a cost ream where they rate movies like Siskel and Ebert, a joint review. Oh, Gibson. Oh, why did Gibson autocorrect to Simpson? Yeah, I also think that some movies that I rated differently in the past. So on my YouTube channel, if you go far back enough to see Baby Nam, not like literal Baby Nam, but like Nam like in college, uh, which was like somewhere between 15 and 20 years ago, you will see me talk about movies on my YouTube channel. Oh, co-stream. Oh, okay. Yeah, one day if I get some more time to stream, I'd be down for doing collab streams. The big thing that so I've been invited to do other streams, and I'm like, that timing doesn't work for me. And between, as I said in the baby command, right? I'm basically a dad before being a magician or streamer. So if anything that comes up, and I'm like, well, you know, I'm just gonna keep it simple. My kid is the most important thing to me, so I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna deal with my kid and be a good dad before anything else. So, but I would love to stream more. So, So, yeah. Let's see here. Oh yeah, if anybody wants to see my YouTube channel, this is a good time to plug. There's my YouTube channel. I mostly do Magic now, but before I did Magic, I did card and board game tutorials and strategy segments. Then before that, I did some 8-bit video game reviews, mostly Nintendo games. Before that, I did movie reviews because I worked at Blockbuster and got free movies. And as I was saying, movie reviews were worth more before everybody could have access to all of them. So, but now you can guess to see if Baby Nom or College Nom liked movies and then watched the review or whatever. So, all right, cool. Let's see here. All right, and the other thing that I wanted to do, if nobody was going to request anything, was finally come back to this and open up the other one. So, movie review is Gibson Lens future stream feature now. Yeah, that's right. I agree. That is, honestly, like I enjoy trying to guess if Gibson Lens likes a movie or not. Most of the time, if I haven't seen the movie, I ultimately don't really care. But like, there's some movies where I'm like, I think I know what Gibson Lens, and like sometimes it's a drastic departure from what I believe should be based on based on his movie choices. So, all right. Oh, are these gonna have that same weird like? Is the diamond gonna be first? What? Okay. So this deck, the Queen of Diamonds is first, and this deck, the King of Diamonds is first, which doesn't make any sense. Um, yeah. So let me see here. Come on. All right. Yep. Ignore the pull tab because I can't get the pull tab. The rest of it I can open. All right. Let's see what stupid order they're gonna have this deck in. All right. So it's gonna be okay. 2 to 10 of clubs. Yep. Then 2 to 10 of spades. 2 to 10 of diamonds. 2 to 10 of hearts. Okay. All right. So earlier we looked at this. This is consistent so far. The 3 jokers. All right. Then club, spade, diamond, heart. That's correct. Then club, spade, and then that. So the queen and the king of diamonds are up at the top again. And then the aces are not in that order. The aces are in a completely different. Well, I mean, it's like clubs, and then diamonds and spades. So I don't even understand why. Mark Wright says, I'm going to go to bed. Thanks for all the tips, and I'll work on using the tips on my fingers to practice them. Awesome. And I will, Mark Wright, I have a note. I'm going to send you something probably over Discord. So I will send you a link to an unlisted tutorial video. I'd made it for somebody else, but you can use it because it's a long video. So. All right, cool. So good night, Mark Rides. Great seeing you. Yeah, nice chatting with you. Thanks for all the questions today. Appreciate it. So. All right, and this is so the queen is on top here, and then king. Wait, where's the king? What? Okay, so this one has the king is at the bottom. So we have the two. So it's the king at the bottom, then 2 to 10, 2 to 10 of clubs, spades, diamonds, hearts. And then the jokers, the jacks, the queens minus the diamonds, the king minus the diamonds. And then the aces are still in the weird order. It goes clubs, diamonds, spade, hearts. I cannot believe. I do not know why. This does not make sense to me. But anyway, there we go. So those are those decks. I did talk about the card quality earlier and stuff. So these are not as wide as poker. These are slightly thinner or slightly narrower. So they're kind of like bridge sized. Although they're the same height. So I don't know. All right, there we go. And that is these two. And we did get a chance to show off the 3.5 of clubs today, so that was also good. All right. And let's see. And we did new tricks. We did Hellraiser twice. Let's see. We probably did more tutorials today than ever. So before I go to bed, those two decks. Oh yeah. What about them? These ones? I think I shuffled. Yeah, I shuffled one of these earlier. All right. So let's see. I think I'm thinking about going to finale soon. So let's see. What do I want to do as a finale tonight? I did finally find out a potential lead. So the back illusion, I think I took. It's like the half of another trick that existed. I didn't know the name, and to be fair, this name that I know isn't even the real name of the trick. So scandalous shuffling. All right, Mark Rides. Scandalous shuffling. All right. Well, these two. So the difference between these two is that these are green backed, and then these are red backed. So, oh, it's hard to trigger it. Oh yeah, no worries. I understand. Okay, here we go. Scandalous shuffling. If anybody doesn't know, I shuffle multiple decks together that are not the same. I mean, it could be worse. All right, here we go. Pushing them in together. Oh, this is not gonna spread. I gotta do like half. There we go. Scandalously shuffled. We'll do it again. This desk has been scandalously sorted. Yeah. Ugh. All right. That was not a very good shuffle, but hopefully it was already well mixed before. So there you go. All right. There's the scandalous shuffle, Mark Rides. Thank you for the scandalous shuffle. Breaking them in. All right. I think tonight I want to end with one of my favorites, Dazed. I like Dazed. So we'll do that. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and turn off the queue, and then let's see here. I can unpin this. All right. All right, everybody. It's that time of night where I say thank you so much to everybody coming out and hanging out with me tonight. Hopefully, everybody had fun. Thank you to everybody who interacted with the stream, whether you chatted, emotes, sound alerts, clicked on the heat map, chose a card, remembered a card, requested a trick. Thank you so much. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be as much fun for me. Um, I love using this as a great way to just practice and just kind of like do a bunch of random fun stuff. Like I would never have done that Hellraiser trick in real life with 11 cards. There's like no way that would never happen. Because it would be too long. It would take up too much time. The propensity possibly to mess up is probably a little crazy. I would also expect myself to know all 11 Hellraiser movies if I did that. It's like, but doing it here, it's like, okay, I feel like this is good. This is a safe place. You guys get to see something really fun, arguably unique. I almost promise you that if anybody else was going to do that Hellraiser trick, they wouldn't theme it as Hellraiser, even though the trick is called Hellraiser, and they probably do it with like 4 cards at most. So, anyway, yeah. So, thank you so much for being here, guys, and thank you to all the lurkers out there. If it wasn't for you guys, if I was practicing magic at home, there would be no magic happening because magic is one of those rare art forms in which if I'm practicing magic by myself, there's no magic happening. So magic has to happen in your mind. Thank you to see. Thank you to Malhaku for the resub today, and thank you to Adam for the bits. And then also we had a random follow from like a couple days ago. So I don't know, Vasalt Art. I don't know if that was an E-room doing or somebody else, but thank you for getting another follower for me. Greatly appreciate it. Um, also, let's give some mod love to our mods. Guys, if you're not following our friend and mod, Chan the Magic Man, one of the other few magicians on Twitch that has a regular magic schedule. So please give Chan a follow. He does magic on Mondays. He said he's going to be doing a new trick tomorrow. I know what it is. It's a John Bannon trick called One-Eyed Jack. No, Two-Eye. Well, I don't remember. But anyway, give Chan a follow. Catch him tomorrow night. And then also, if you catch him on another night, he might be playing retro games. He might be playing Grand Theft Auto 5. So definitely give Chan a follow. Guys, you're not following our friend and mod Gibson Lens. Please give Gibson Lens a follow. Gibson Lens is a pianist, also a composer, and has recently released his first album. Was it last month or 2 months ago? No, it was last month, right? Yeah. So I don't even remember. The album's been out so long for me, and I know we were like waiting for it for like months, and it's just like, and now it's like, oh, I can just listen to whatever I want. Released March 1st. That's right. So last month, right? See, I sometimes think because you were teasing it like the week before, like at the end of February. So I was like, oh, okay. But all right, official release date March 1st. All right, there we go. But yeah, definitely give Gibson Lens a follow. If you're in stream, oftentimes I'll probably be there as well because playing the movie guessing game. So, but yeah, and then let's see. Oh, if anybody was concerned that I do real magic here, first of all, that should dispel anything because I did give some tutorials today. So we did some tutorials for hand exercises, a color change, and a couple other techniques that could be used. And I even did a demonstration of a sleight. So if there was any concerns that this was black magic sorcery or anything, well, it's just sleight of hand. And if you still believe that it's any of those things, well, sleight of hand is a great cover story. So just let me keep it. All right. And then if anybody wants to see more of me and I'm not around, please check out my YouTube channel. I have over 300 magic performances. Most of my VODs go up over there after retention here on Twitch. Malhuku says, no supernatural, just all natural magic. Guys, this isn't supernatural, it's au naturel. Oh man, I cannot believe. Don't clip that. Now somebody's gonna clip it. All right. Anyway, yeah, check out my YouTube. I even alluded to some of my past stuff. If anybody wants to see Baby Nom, go check out Baby Nom. I have not gone through the effort of cleaning up any of that stuff, even though I probably should, but I don't care. So there you go. Malaku says 100% organic, farm-raised, natural magic. Absolutely organically raised. Yep. um, and then, oh yeah, if anybody wants to catch the VODs, I do put some of my VODs. Actually, they're on a rolling cadence of me unlisting them, but this is a publicly accessible playlist, so they'll always be there if anybody wants to catch them. All right, cool. And with that, I think we'll do our finale trick, and if I succeed, then we'll find somebody to raid. If I don't succeed, I will do another trick because I don't like to end stream on a trick that I mess up on. So that's the deal, guys. That's the deal. Malaku says, someone digging through YouTube channel might even catch a glimpse of me, but I won't say who. He. Guys, if you guys want to see who Malhaku is, Malhaku has done some board game, card game tutorials with me. There you go. That gives you a little hint. I won't say which ones. But yeah, you can see Malhaku on my channel if you want. All right. Here we go. All right, so I have a packet of cards here. So we've got a 6 of diamonds. We've got a queen of clubs. And then I have 4 other cards. But these 4 other cards, if I count through them like this, they'll look normal. But actually, if I flip them over to the other side, they're going to look weird because there's actually everything's going to look weird except for Actually, they're all weird, but for different reasons. So these look weird because they're double backed, and then this looks weird because it's blank on this side. Which, by the way, if you've been paying attention, because it's blank, it's called a gaff card. Now, the reason for some gaffs is, they might come from the factory like this before they print it on the side, or they might print it deliberately. I won't tell you which, but anyway. So these double backers have a strange property. So if I go ahead and let's say, pull them over to be, I'm going to try and hover them over the 6 of diamonds. They're actually going to hover over, and they're going to reflect, and now all of the cards are 6 of diamonds. That's strange, right? Super weird. But now if I go ahead and I pull over the Queen of Clubs, I'm going to go ahead and hover these over the Queen of Clubs. Actually, not only that, but if we notice, they will all become Queens of Clubs. Because look. I know, is that weird? Super weird, right? Now at this point you can still see that they are Queens of Clubs, but actually if we go ahead and I take this blank one, like so, it's not until the blank side hits face up, because look, now all of the cards are blank. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Some people are like, whoa, can I see the backs? And to that I would say, yeah, sure. And then some people are like, whoa, can I see the thickness of that? And this is one thing I'm going to teach you. If you're not being chased, don't, but look, I'm going to show you how thick this is. There you go. And that, my friends, I'll call a successful finale. All right. Thank you kindly for the emotes of the Queen of Clubs, E-Room, and thank you kindly for the claps, E-Room and Gibson Lens. All right, and so let's go find somebody to raid. I'll let you guys know my new computer. So I got a new computer because I was like, oh no, I'll need a new computer in the next 4 years, but I don't know how expensive it will be. So I got a new one, and it was like ahead of the curve of tariffs. Well, now in the United States, the tariffs for cell phones and laptops and computers have been paused, and I'm like, oh, come on, irony. Anyway, I'm happy that I got the computer. It's a pain in the butt that is unpredictable, and that the world's economy is. All right, I'm gonna stop talking about this. This is making me sad. All right, let's go find somebody to raid. So, let's see here. Oh, you know what? Who is in the mood to dance? Because there's somebody that we haven't raided in a while, and they're on. And yeah, actually, let me mute this tab. See how long they've been going. They've been going for 2 hours 40 minutes. All right, so yeah, let's go over there. All right, guys. Let's see. So if anybody wants a copy of Raid Call, here's a raid call. Here's a sub raid call if you're subbed. And then I think I want to go over today to the database. I got a chance to meet the database a little bit in Las Vegas when I went for TwitchCon a couple years ago. But yeah, so let's head over there. If you are a fan of synthwave music, definitely a good time. So, all right, everybody. That's all I've got for today. And oh, hold on, let me start the raid before I say goodbyes. All right. Let me copy my own raid call, that kind of thing. Okay. So, all right. Thank you everybody for coming to hang out. Hopefully you had fun. I had fun. Definitely had a stressful beginning of stream because of the audio issues and stuff. But thanks for sticking it out with me, and it all worked out. So once again, remember to hydrate and stretch and get good sleep, because as we all know, it's hard to get good sleep sometimes. So anyway, we're gonna head over there, and then hopefully we'll see you guys around next time. All right, take care, everybody. See ya. Bye.